Welcome to the fourth episode of Power and Purpose Seed. I'm Mary.
And I'm Tracy. So today's episode is going to be about submission. And should you be submissive to your significant other? So before we get started, Mary, how are you feeling today? How's your day going?
I'm well. How are you?
Pretty good. It's been a little busy. But
Long week?
well, yeah, kind of. Just not busy. It hasn't been a bad week, just a busy week. So it's okay.
Yeah, that's
What
a good
about
thing.
you?
It's been a week.
It's
Let's
been a
just
week.
say that. It's
Okay.
been a week. Hey, we here. We happy.
We're here.
We
That's
all right.
right.
Sun shining. It might be cold out
It's
there.
cold. What is it, like 30 something?
Did it get up to 30 today in Chicago?
I think 32, but the sun is helping tremendously. We've been having some really terrible weather here. I mean, it could always be worse in Chicago, but
Absolutely.
the sun, if I see the sun, I'm happy. So we do have a lot of sun today.
All right. So let's get on topic today.
Let's get on topic.
What is your definition of being submissive?
My definition of being submissive is just, and I'm a little old, it sounds a little old school here, but this is how I feel about it. I feel like me being a woman and I'm a Bible reading Christian, working on my Christian journey woman, I do believe in being submissive to the right person. Not anybody, not just as you're a man and I gotta walk around. And I also don't believe that submission is bowing down. Oh, yes, sir, what you want next? That's, to me, proper submission is not that. It's letting your man, your husband, take the lead in some instances. It doesn't mean you don't have any opinion of what's going on in your life. To me, it's having a man to say, baby, we got this problem, and he can solve it. He's not looking at you like, what we gonna do, baby? He can actually solve that problem, and you feel comfortable in yourself where you know that my man will handle this. I don't have to be the one to be restless and sleepless at night because he ain't gonna do nothing. I'm the one who has to do everything. I can't be submissive to someone like that because you have to jump into your male energy just to handle things. But if it's a man that makes you feel comfortable, like, I know my baby got it, I know he got it, I'm good, that makes me, in turn, want to woman hard. I want to be the one to make sure his needs are met, whatever that might be. If I don't mind getting in the kitchen cooking for a man like that, or whatever he values, I don't mind doing it. If he's stepping into his male energy and his head of household, I can definitely fall into my female energy and fall into my role.
Okay, as a submissive woman.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna piggyback on what you said because you said it was your spiritual journey, and the Bible does say you're supposed to submit to your husband, not your boyfriend or whoever the case may be.
That's true.
But you're working on it. I understand. I don't judge nobody. I kind of want to say I am submissive to a certain extent.
Okay.
If you know me, you know me. But as far as me personally, I'm not going to say that. I just thought about that. No.
Okay, what are you going to say?
No, I'm not going to say
Oh,
that.
speak your piece.
I don't want to do that. What I will say is it's okay to be submissive to the right person, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
As the Bible said, back in the day, the Bible said the man is the head of the household.
And it's all in order to it.
It's
not
all
just,
a walk, step by step.
Because he's supposed to be submissive to God, who is leading him, and then you're submissive to him, who God is leading. God's not going to send him astray, so he shouldn't be sending you astray.
Absolutely.
But a lot of times it's not that order. There's no
not.
God in it at all.
It is not, because a lot
Whatsoever.
of these women out here, and I don't want to bash anybody. What you do is what you do.
That's true.
Got nothing to do with nobody else. But there are a lot of women out here that says, I would never submit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to tell you not to, and I'm not going to tell you to. But at the end of the day, when you start thinking about a lot of stuff, you're going to be like, man, if I'd have just helped him do this, he would have did it anyway. Exactly. He would have took it out. He would have took whatever he needed to take.
That's true.
So,
and it comes down to what your definition of submission is. Some women do feel like, because I used to feel that way. Submission was like, yeah, get over there.
It's not.
Dinner,
it's
woman.
not. Hey, if he, you know
That's
what? If he
slavery.
going to work in the Bible, he went to work. He came home with that money. We paid the bills with the money. We did whatever we needed to do to take care of that household.
Mm-hmm.
Today, these kids don't know. I ain't gonna call them kids because there's women out here that don't
That's
know.
true.
Today, these women don't know that maybe he should leave. You can't always take the lead. Now, if you're single and you got kids or whatever, you do what you gotta do for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Because ain't nothing wrong with that. Because ain't nobody gonna
girl,
help you.
sometimes you have to. You can't. And I've been in these situations. You just can't rely on that person that you're with. You just can't. In that sense, you better not sit around talking about what we gonna do, baby.
No.
And he's like, I don't know what we're gonna do. You can't be submissive to that because that man is just not a leader.
He's not a
It
leader.
has to be the proper order of things. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. It's just not.
It's not gonna work.
And a lot of times we come from places of hurt, past hurt, bitterness. Joe Blow hurt me, so I'm never gonna do this to this man, this new man who didn't do anything. Now you're already going into the relationship ready to fight.
Ready to
mentally
fight.
fight him.
Mentally, if he go left, I'ma go right. If you playing chess, he playing checkers. Come on now, we gotta do better to support our men.
Right.
We can't get them to where we need them to be until
true.
they're ready. Once God say he's ready, he's gonna be ready.
That's true.
But if you still out here doing everything, and I saw a reel, and it was kind of funny to me. The young lady on the reel, she picked up the garbage and she went to the garbage can outside, and her significant other, I don't know if they're married or nothing, it was a reel, and he went out to the garbage can and just looked at her like, really? So if you're gonna do all of this, what do I fit in?
Right. And
I mean, should I walk away? What do you want me to do if you taking out the dang on garbage? Come on now.
And you know what? I've heard men tell me that exes over the years.
See?
Like, man, I feel like I'm not needed because you're doing everything because I raised my children alone, my 2 daughters alone. So I had to do everything. So when a boyfriend would come into the picture, it's like I wasn't even doing it on purpose. It's just I'm accustomed to
habit.
doing this. I'm accustomed to doing that. And
Because it has to
you
get
just
done.
exactly. Sometimes you're just not trusting that person. Or if I ask you to do something, or like the garbage been sitting there for 3 days. I mean,
You gonna walk past this garbage one more again,
Exactly.
okay? No.
So
And that's a big thing with our women. We're so independent that we don't know how to take help when it's offered sincerely.
yep, and we have a reason for that too because sometimes there's a lot of strings attached to
It,
that.
and it may be, but see, what's his name? Sometimes you if you go back to the Bible, it say Bozak, Meshach, and Shadrach. Which one of the bozos are you gonna be with? Because if you walking past the garbage today, and then he's walking past it tomorrow, but then he want dinner, and you doing what? And he doing.
And that's
Come on,
when the
ladies.
order. That's when it's not the order. It's out of order.
It's way
Because
out of order.
If I'm working 8 hours a day, it took me 2 more hours to get dressed, get to work, and get home. You worked 8 hours, took you 2 hours to get dressed and get home. We both get in the house. You sit down. Now I'm supposed to start a whole new job,
Absolutely.
job of cooking, cleaning. If it's kids involved, getting them together
Absolutely.
while you still chilling.
But see that's another thing.
That's not a correct order of things. No woman's not gonna be submissive to that. When it's time to lay down, you talking about you rested. She's like, get away from me. I'm tired. Gotta do this all.
And then
day
y'all
tomorrow.
mad.
Right. So
And she has a point, ladies. If you think about it, like she just said, they have one job. They go to work, they come home. They don't do nothing else if you allow them. We go to work, we come home, like she just said, we cooking, we cleaning. If your kids got homework, you're helping them.
Doing at the
We
back
have
and
50
everything.
million jobs, but we took on those jobs. They want us to be submissive. Don't have a problem to, but if you want, like they say, what they saying, be submissive. Your mama, that's why your grandparents been together so long. Or
Oh,
your,
wow.
first of all, my grandma didn't work. She took care of the household and
Okay.
these kids. He came home with the money, paid all them bills, brought all the food. When grandma say, hey, we need this, that, and that, he went out there and got it.
Because grandma had one job and he had one job. Now grandma had 2 jobs and he had 1 job.
Or 3
Because
jobs.
For some reason, a lot of men don't understand. I don't know why they don't get the connection. Maybe they don't want to. They feel like my grandmother cooked and cleaned. But they always forget the part of when she wasn't working.
She's
They don't-
home
they don't-
all day. It don't take us long to clean
Why
if we
don't
want
they
to.
connect that part? Like, yeah, but she was gone all day like you. That's quite different from my job is to make sure my man is good when he come home and make sure the food is cooked, whatever the job is that you got going on.
Whatever the job
But
is.
in the case, you hear this a lot too. the economy is bad, so 2 people have to work.
You need 2 people income.
Okay, that's fine, and that is true in most cases. But when you get your butt in the house, young man, you gotta pick
I'm
up
gonna
some
need you come
slack
help
too.
clean up. Hey, if I cook, then you clean.
Yeah.
If I'm helping them with the homework, how about you pull their clothes out?
Because I'm carrying weight that you should be carrying, so you got to carry weight that I should be carrying. It has to be both ways. A woman's not going to look at you with adoration like, oh, I love my king. I'm submitting to him, and he's sitting on the couch chilling, watching the game while you working like a mug. No, that's
because I'm going there and I'm gonna watch the game with you, and then you're gonna be like, well, "What you cooking?" Well, you was watching the game. I'm gonna watch the game. I'm a sports head, so hey.
We have to do better with each other. Step into her shoes, and she needs to step into yours, and kind of understand each other. It shouldn't just be this, you forget that she worked all day. Exactly. A woman's not gonna submit to that. You wonder why she has attitude or whatever the case may be. She not putting out like I want. She bad.
She done did 4 jobs before you even came home, and she left at the same time you did.
Yep. So
Come on,
that is the difference. That's when I say order of things. If I have an ex that used to, he was crazy. I had to leave him alone because he was crazy. He was mentally crazy in a lot of ways. But what he did do, on the weekend, he would take his car and get it washed. He'd come back in my car, take it and get it washed. He would change my oil, change his oil. All those manly things that made me feel like, ooh, what you want to eat. It kind of makes you step into that energy where you feel like, I feel womanly. I want to do womanly things.
Absolutely.
It makes a difference. Not just because you got some balls. That just takes more than that.
Absolutely, it does. And for our younger sisters out here that's doing what you're doing, sometimes you just gotta let give him a little leeway. I'm gonna say that. Give him a little leeway. He might not go to work and come home and pay for everything. Cause some of y'all taste, come on now, y'all don't need it.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, it's the financial responsibilities and you putting on extra. I want that Louis Vuitton. Hell, I want the Louis Vuitton, but I know damn well my husband is not gonna buy me a Louis Vuitton.
You have to step into his shoes too.
Cause I don't know what his finances are. I just know that my mortgage is paid, the bills are paid, and I don't have nothing to say. I might want that Louis forever. If I want it, I'm gonna have to figure out how to buy it myself. Because that's not important. The important thing is taking care of your household. So young folks, stop. Give him a little leeway. Yep. He can't give me that Louis because your friend got a Louis, but your friend also ain't got no man.
Social media. That's what it is. She just, and a lot of times they probably got a borrowed purse so it's not real. I don't know.
They got Louis knocked off.
Right.
What they call it? Louis
Vuitton. Louis Larry Vuitton. They got a Larry Vuitton, and he trying his best. You have to see it. It's a difference between someone trying their best and you see it,
right,
and they're progressing, opposed to somebody who just has no cognizance of anything and just don't care. That's a big difference. You have to, as a woman, we have wisdom. We have to know the difference.
We have to know the difference.
Indeed.
That's why it's man and woman, because we have to balance each other out.
That's my point.
So,
exactly.
With that being said, I don't know. Are you a submissive person? In a little bit, maybe? In some instances.
In some instances, yeah.
Yeah.
In some instances, I am.
Okay.
I am.
And like I say, some people, hey,
what about you?
Y'all saw me trying to jump over there?
Yeah.
But it's one of them things. I'll submit when I have to submit. Now, if as long as he's doing what he's doing, I don't have a problem with submitting. I do not. But I think I'm gonna say I have a problem with submitting when you ain't doing jack.
Well, you should not be submitting in that situation.
But a lot of women do.
That's not.
A lot of women, you going to work, he at home. He ain't even got no job. You have to take all the financials and everything else. And then, young women, again, he in your car rolling. While you at work, drop you off at work, going to hang out with Bobby, smoking his stuff or whatever he's doing, coming back, late to pick you up from work, and then expect you to go home and cook. And then,
because you're a woman, and my grandmother, subconsciously, my grandmother did, and my mother did. Get out of here. That's just foolishness.
if he dropping you off at work and he ain't going somewhere to look for a job, I'm gonna need y'all to say, okay, you leaving the house and I'm leaving the house, where you want me to drop you off at?
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna keep putting gas in the car because you running around seeing everybody.
These days I don't work anyway because everything you do, you apply for that stuff online. You don't need my car.
Exactly.
We passed the era where you go in a place.
Exactly.
Hello, Mr. Johnson, you hiring today? It don't work like that. You online looking for a job, so you don't need my car. Right,
and then they interview you on the phone too?
Yep.
Girl,
Video.
ain't that something? I didn't know that. The last time I had a regular 9 to 5, they called you on the phone and said, can you come in for an interview? And you have to dress the part.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't do none of that. None of that. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, a few jobs still do that, maybe the second interview or something, but a lot of times that first interview, you on that video call.
See, I didn't know that, but that hey. So, is it always about finances?
As far as being submissive?
Yeah.
Look at me buying time. Knowing good well that's the subject. It's not always about finances.
It's not.
It's not, because some men can man hard even if they just got a little bit. They can still step into that role.
You can step into that role.
It's not, what if he got a whole lot of money? He don't do nothing else. He just like, here, pay the bills. Here. Oh, the car.
That would drive you crazy.
Here.
That would drive you crazy because of that. It's just like I'm just paying you off.
Yep.
I'm just paying you off. Here, go do what you want to do. Go on. Here go the money. Go on. And that's not.
No. I want somebody. I want you to definitely.
I want you to be like, baby, go in there, get dressed. We're going to dinner. And then
now,
we
if
go.
you're a millionaire or something, I don't know. Millionaire, that might be different. We're talking about
a regular person.
I don't know.
A regular person that goes to work from 9 to 5, a truck driver or whatever the case may be.
That's a little gray, because we did say if you at home all day and he at work, you should be handling business.
You should handle business, but if he's at home all day, he's not handling business.
No, but if he's making that money, you're not working.
Okay, you just said it. He has to work.
Right.
You can't be at home. Well, I guess nowadays you can stay home and work from home.
Some people got the businesses, they making bank. Most people who making good money not going punching nobody's mouth.
Okay, so that makes sense too. So if he's at home, well, he still don't need to drop you off at work because he should have been being at home.
I don't know. It would depend. What type of, if he's the type of man like, I'll pay everything so you go be a little slave. No. It would have to be more than that. But I still want my man to chime in on decisions. What's going on?
Right.
What's happening? We got an issue. Money don't solve all problems.
It does not.
You gonna go beat up Ray down the street because he bothered me? You know, whatever. Don't pay nobody to do it. Are you gonna do it? I don't know.
Are you gonna handle it? It's one of those iffy situations.
It is.
You don't
That's
know.
tricky.
Yeah, you really don't know. You want to be submissive, but you have to be submissive to the right person. Yeah. And as far as finances, it's not always about money. He can make, what is minimum wage? $10, $15, whatever minimum wage. If he's making minimum wage and he's going to work every day, sweating like a dog, coming home with the little $200 check, if that's all he can do, then guess what? That's still a potential person that you might want to be with, because at least he's coming home with the $200.
And you'll see growth in him.
It ain't gonna always be $200.
He'll be striving to do more. To maybe he's in school while he's making that little bit of money.
There you go. It could be you don't know the situation. It don't always have to be, when he's making 6 and 7 figures, so I gotta do what he's saying, this and that. No, because if you make your own money, you ain't got to do what nobody say. Because if he's mistreating you just because he's the breadwinner, then you might not want to be submissive to that.
No. And again, submissive is just not about, it's not how we perceive things to be. Not true submission. It's not, you get in there, get on your knees, crawl. I mean, that's something different. And that's what submission is. He's not someone to be submitted to, because he doesn't even understand what it is himself. Because
if he's led by God and you're right up under him, then guess what? He's not going to tell you none of that anyway.
Exactly.
He ain't going to tell you none of that anyway.
Yep.
But if he's just out here doing the food, well, maybe all I can tell you is you might want to look around. Move around, do the other opposite. You know, if he go left, maybe you might want to go right.
You want to go right. You want to run right.
If he playing chess, you play checkers.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to have the wisdom to know.
Yeah, and to know the difference between being a submissive woman.
You also need that relationship. If you're looking for a man that has a relationship with God and he's leading you, you also supposed to have a relationship with God too.
And because you're gonna ask God for the understanding of what he's doing. Because he might not always know what he's doing, but he's trying. So, you know, you have to be right there with them praying. If he praying with you, y'all probably gonna figure it out real quick.
Exactly. Makes a big difference.
It's a difference between praying with you and praying on you. There's a difference.
That's true.
Let's see.
Good point, honey. Good point. I'm so proud of Mary.
Oh, see, look at her. I didn't want to touch this conversation, but I did.
It's a good one. It's touchy. And it can be touchy, and you know, it could be a lot of what you're trying to say involved in this type of conversation. But hey, it needs to be said.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the hard issues as well as the fun ones.
I'm gonna say this: sometimes men fall off, and they can't get back up right away. So that's when you step in. And you have to do what you got to do. You have to take care of the household. You might have to take care of him.
You might
until he get back on. But most women, when they fall off, they don't stay. When men fall off, these women run so fast. Yeah. This is how the men become bitter. It's all about the money. And this is how you wind up when you meet this guy that done been hurt because this woman done left because he fell down and he ain't had no more money to get her that Louis Vuitton we was just talking about. Yeah, she left because he didn't have it. Guess what? When Sally Sue come along and be like, it's okay, let me help you pick you up. You back up there. Don't be so mad. I don't need your money. I just want your time. I just want your attention. Yeah. Sometimes you got to think about that, ladies, before you throw them away.
And you also have to determine if a man comes to you, you're dating, he's like, yeah, I was off my feet for a little while. Make sure you know what that little while is. Because sometimes a little while might have been
a long time.
8 years.
8,
that's
10,
different
12.
from 6 months and I can't find a job but you see me trying. So
and that's it. And it may be a year with the economy that we have now, you know. But I'm gonna say this because we was talking about the little $15 an hour. If he fell off and he went to McDonald's and got that job, and you left him anyway, you'd have done it. I'm just gonna tell you that because he's like, I still have to provide for my family. Rather, I make $200 or $2,000. He's doing what he can because he don't want you to have to do it yourself. Yeah. So be a dummy and leave these good ones if you want to. Or you sit there and stand out. If you're praying about it, you'll get your answer.
Yep, I've met some a-holes who had good money, but it's like, I can take care of you. I'm good. No,
you don't want that.
Because you know that.
You know the strings attached with all of that mess.
That's not going to be it. That's not it.
That's not it. So,
Okay, guys, so that is our podcast for today. Thank you for watching. Please chime in any comments, like the video, and definitely subscribe to the channel.
Tell your friends to subscribe and watch a little bit. Watch a couple of episodes.
That's right. Share it. We appreciate it. We really do. We're building this thing up, so we really appreciate those who have already subscribed and continue to support us.
And we're sorry we missed the week. But we got you.
Oh yeah, we got you.
We got you. We you know, a busy week, like she just said. So we getting it together. We'll work it out.
Yep.
So
okay, guys.
Have a good one. Good night.
Good night.